We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, like your shoes, man. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
I know where you got them.
I have answers to questions.
You have answers to that question? The shoes question?
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Got a whole gaggle of episodes for you. If this is your first time, if this is your last time, make sure you give us a good rating. Make sure you share these episodes. And the next time you're going through TSA with one shoe on, make sure you tell the agent, hey, got a great podcast for you. It's called Booze Your Daddy, because we like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
I'm telling you, it's not an agent for the shoes. It's a croupier. He has like this thing, and he hands them back to Jenna when her shoes were akimbo. Her thing hit a bump, shoes everywhere. You know, I'm arguing with the TSA lady. Then I get into it with the guy in the flight. I'm the plane cut up, though. I said to the guy in the flight, figure it out. Come on, make it happen. It's like 12 people up who was baffled by the overhead.
Got a great episode planned for tonight, but before we get into it, we now welcome you back to another episode of Watch, Zach, Drink.
This is from 2 weeks ago because my Jets lit it up last week. But Jenna was supposed to go to Gary's, her liquor store, and get me some holiday cheer, but she didn't for some reason. So I got none of these churro how-do-you-do's from Bailey's.
Churros?
So, like, I don't know, it's going to be another milked shot. And I'll tell you, we drank everything up to gasoline on the trip to New Orleans. The shot that I think did me in the most was the grasshopper, because the milk based on top of everything. Oh, forget about it. Coming at you.
Coming in hot. Is there a more overpriced drink in this world than half and half and creme de menthe shaken together $14 for a little sippy cup? How you doing?
I had no idea what it cost. I have no idea what any of it cost. I became numb to cost there.
It was brutal. It wasn't good.
It was like your round, my round, our round. This just numb. No clue. Why they throw ice at you? So that was fun.
Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
I got to detox a little, so I'm having another Brunonia. Didn't have enough. I didn't have enough beer while we were away, so fire in the hole.
How many beers did we have? Like 3? It wasn't a lot.
I had a ton of beer. The night at Che Guevara's, when you couldn't hack it, beer. When I went to Galagero's, I had beer. We'll get to Calagero, I'm sure, at some point, because best stranger of the trip was the Kieran Culkin lookalike crackhead. And I always meet good strangers when I'm away.
From the Monument City Brewing Company, which is located in Baltimore, it is Rooftop Orange Crush Sour, 5% by alcohol volume. Release a Kraken.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Oh, the Foster.
All right, Zach. It is called the sneaker scam, a.k.a. known as the shoe scam. Why are there so many of them in New Orleans? It's basically the 3-card Monty back in the day in New York City. First question is, did you ever see those growing up?
3-card Monty? Yeah, but at least you had a puncher's chance. You had a chance to win. I mean, it wasn't good, but you did. What do you win? You get his shoes? The shoe game?
Here's the shoe game. The guy says, like your shoes, man, and you entertain.
Meanwhile, when we were walking with just Julia, when you were with Mila, she goes, we saw that guy. Alan knows him. I'm like, wait, you saw that guy? I'm like, Julia's like, yeah, the shoes guy. I'm like, Julia, there's like 85 of these guys. It's like, you know this guy? Go on, continue.
Like your shoes, man, you then entertain him. And we discussed this on our previous episode. I think the order might get a little fatoots depending on what we're talking about, but it's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Same.
But our live episode 259, you and I talked at length in it, at which point you said he's supposed to guess where you got your shoes. If he knows that Grammy bought them for you, then
my mom gets my shoes.
not a shocker. I wouldn't surprise if Zoe's getting them at some point. But
Maybe.
Here's the game. Guy says, like your shoes, man. You engage him. He comes over and says, I bet I know where you got them. And you're like, go ahead, cowboy. Make my day. His response, you got them on dem feet. Give me money.
Is that worth the journey?
Well,
gotta be a faster way to get money.
This is a faster way. You're just hitting up random people as they go by on
You might as
Bourbon
well
Street.
just rob the guy. Give me $20. Like,
there's too many people around. I thought the game was they come over in droves and rob you, which this is like the whole Hare Krishna thing. If you take that bracelet, you are giving him that money because you've touched it, you've tainted it. So if you don't give Tyrone the money immediately, multiple people come over and start harassing you until you're like, all right, here, how much money is this going to take to make this problem go away? That is the shoe scam.
Got him on dem feet. What if you say, maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I don't love your grammar. Your elocution is off. I have them on my feet. You give me money for, I'll give you money for school.
We went to the Saints Commanders game. There was a lot of dems on the screen there. Everything is dem.
Damn idiots.
Episode 260. Calling this one
Isms.
Zach, what do you think we're going to be talking about today?
Jism.
Would that count in the goodism or badism?
Depends how who's doing it. We've all been there. The tough ism.
Quick summary, if you haven't listened to last episode or if you don't plan on it.
Fuck you then.
We do a live episode in New Orleans. Zach goes ahead and says, what are the rules? The lady says...
At the Big Gator tournament.
No.
I had to find out later it was Big Gator.
No isms.
I wanted to know the rules. He was all nuts about me asking about the rules. God forbid I know the rules.
For me, I've gone ahead. I can't get out of my head. I cannot get that out of my head. Not you asking. I've thought about that. I forgot about that. But the isms, which I came up with, are the three that I don't think you and I would probably ever really do.
730 words.
Would we do racism? Would we
Probably
do
not.
ableism?
Yes.
Or would we do...
We make fun of crippled people all the time.
Milo has two grandmothers that don't walk.
Yeah. And how many times did we make fun of one of them, at least on this trip?
And
Not for that, just for her.
The last one is sexism, which I don't think you and I are really sexist, are we? We make fun of
Sexy,
women.
but like not sexist. But she also says nothing anti-Semitic. We both go, no, we're gonna two of us Semitic faces.
What's the ism in that?
Judaism.
Anti-Semitism?
Yeah.
Judaism is the making fun of? Okay.
I don't know.
Americanism?
Cheapism? Whatever we got. Argumentativism? Us-ism?
Here's where the isms that I think you and I have no problems. Number one, alcoholism. Cheers to you.
The only dangerous amount is none.
Dude, my mother is maybe 2 days away from having an intervention with me. She legit is worried about me.
Oh, I gotta hit that up. I'll be smashed for it, but...
Which side of the prosecution are you on? Defense or prosecution?
Prosecution? I don't know, man. But New Orleans was rough because they put literally whatever they threw in front of you, you drank. And it was a lot of mixing and a lot of sugar. I mean, this for me, and tacky as it is, the sip of the weekend was the Shark Attack, which is, just, as you said, an alcoholic showy temple. But it comes with toys and it had some pageantry to it. And New Orleans 9 served it to us, as you said. It was fun. It tasted good. I could have 75 of them.
We're going to get to the medals at some point, probably right after this. But finishing up my bit here. Number one, I have no problem with alcoholism. Number two, Zach, are you and I no problem with narcissism, right?
I mean, I don't.
I have no problem either because
narcissist.
And the last one, which I really want to talk about, is ageism.
You dead at my age every single year.
Exactly. My point is, these are the three.
You killed a guy.
These are the three isms, and I think I finally came up with a solution for TSA. Are you ready?
Yeah. Move faster.
Well, we had somebody right behind us that they had to pull over, little old granny who required an FDR blanket going through security because she had a whole bottle of unopened water in her bag. What in the fuck?
I don't know. I got into it. She clapped back. In New York, they usually just like roll their eyes. Well, New Orleans, you can go that line if you want to, and then we're off to the races.
Well, here's my solution to TSA. I think it should be almost a gambling system, maybe a sneaker scam, if you will. But why don't they just make a line that says, if you go through this TSA line and you fuck up, you owe us $50.
Or you gotta go back to the line,
back to the line.
like Chutes and Ladders.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Chutes and Ladders TSA.
I do.
Because
so they'll gamble,
right?
Either so the fast lane, it's gonna be quick, or if you fuck up, back of the line again. No fast lane for you this time.
Why are we not in charge?
I don't know. Everything should be a game or a gamble or some sort of squid game.
So that was something as far as the isms. Zach, let's go ahead and do some minerals for you. bronze, silver, and gold. Give me your top three of the top three minerals of the weekend.
So I think, I don't know why it did it for me in such fashion. This fucking bar, Caballeros, I was at for 2 ridiculous hours, and you wouldn't see there's a bartender, nicest guy in the world. Then there's his buddy who works at the Penthouse Club. This guy's like Kieran Culkin, literally on meth. He told me he hasn't slept in 2 days.
And got that. I told him, you look like what's his face? What's from Succession? I'm blanking
Roman
the name.
Roy. I already called him Kieran Culkin.
I called him Roman Roy. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. Finally, we get to, dude, Kieran Culkin. He goes, I get that all the time. I'm like, okay.
He was a nice guy. First things first, I thought he was like homeless, like on our side of the bar, like just stumbling around. Then he goes on the other side of the bar. He actually sort of works there part-time. That's a second job. He's there. He spilled 2 drinks. One on Jenna's phone, one all over the place. Then he's just giving us drinks, and he's having them too. At the end, I bought a shirt, and I said, just charge me what you think is fair. We've been here for 2 hours. We've drank an obscene amount. We've now become your best friend. We have told ism jokes. And it was an absolute trip. You show the full pizza and a baby, they don't care. Like, this kid can't come in because that's the law, but he would have fed Milo drinks outside and not cared at all. That place was
the one rule was no babies inside, but they immediately set up table and chairs for us outside on the street.
Oh yeah, they would have given you whatever you want.
It wasn't a main bar; it was a side street.
We found it by accident. We also found bars.
He was doing the weave, the bob and weave, which I know very well from college, where he's holding the cigarette and he's just kind of talking about stuff.
Don't fall over.
He didn't. All right, so is that?
He happened to be a nice guy. That was a fun, random 2 hours.
That's your 3? That's your 3?
That's my 3. So okay. I enjoyed the podcast thing, but that was more of an event. I'm talking about moments. I'll be honest. The stupid, dumb smile on your face when the shark attack lady threw the ice at you, it was a kid in the candy store. It was just sheer joy of something shticky. Oh, I loved it.
Twice she hit me with it.
I had it. More ice.
Jack, I have video of it, and my video is up close and personal, but your video of my video, I show people both of them.
You're like, you just folded it. The sheer joy of being an idiot was great. Meanwhile, it's anywhere between 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Nothing matters there. Time stands completely still. It moves very slowly. I'm like, oh, it's got to be 3 o'clock. Oh, it's 11:41. Well, let's drink more. It's like, I don't know. It was nuts. And I hate to say it. It wasn't the best moment. But after you absolutely tormented horrific waiters at Brennigan's, then they were so chatty. The Bananas Foster as a bite, as a moment, was really, maybe it was because that was the place, because I've had Bananas Foster before, and they all really do taste the same. It tasted better from that guy who had no hair and no eyebrows. So clearly he has been just torched by Foster before. Yeah, it was excellent. But there were a lot of sub moments that went with it. It was fun with you guys. Easy travelers, you don't give a fuck. It's good. It was just a fun, overall, easy time. Wandering around, stumbling around. There wasn't like, some get punched in the face kind of thing. Bronze medalist or honorable mention is Jenna absolutely just booting all over the Ghost tour. She just literally took a Powerade and then painted the town red.
Not on the Ghost tour, during the Ghost tour.
Yeah. I would make fun of her, except 3 hours later, I'm hugging the toilet booting too. So it's just, I got nothing left. I made it home with dignity. What about you? What are your medals? Oh God, he's sneezing. I'm coughing. It's not good.
Well, you sung 2 of mine, but my bronze is, and I've had it before, but the frozen bullshits are fantastic. They're boozy 7-Elevens. I quit drinking multiple times during the trip.
Pussy. Oh God.
And then went and got more frozen bullshits. Yeah. I was like, why not? And I don't know how much they got me drunk, as much as just the sugar.
Just to hydrate you. But that was night 1 for me. It was like, I'm not drunk, I'm fine. And just like one too many. Just one last sip of beer, and then hello. That was a Trey Guevara's bar or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of the bars are like, college bars. Most of the bars there are just drunk bars. Fall down drunk.
They're 100% watering holes.
Single seat kind of thing, and you're just there alone to get ripped. If you've got a date, God bless you. But you could just show there. 2 a.m., 2 p.m., it doesn't matter. So yeah, all the Bourbon Street like zip line across and Chi-Chi's for days. No, none of that.
No.
Most of it was just alcoholic bars.
Right.
With just some degenerate sitting there alone. Nice guys.
I said most of those bars, I call it you put your $20 on the bar and the bartender, every time he brings you a drink, just removes money and makes change. It just sits in front of you the whole time until you have to reload. So Frozen Bullshits, my bronze medal. Shark Attacks, which was great. I have video. I'll post it online, but it's basically a rum, lemonade, vodka bullshit where they fill up a little toy with grenadine and just drop it in there and then douche you with ice. The Shark Attack.
And they ring a bell and they blow a whistle. It's a spectacle. And then you get to give it to your kids. Hey, I bought you a toy.
Hey, my son couldn't care less about this.
So he loved them. She goes, ooh, and it comes with an alligator too.
But number one, I didn't know it wasn't pluralized, but yeah, the Bananas Foster by far.
Banana Foster?
I thought it was Bananas Fosters my whole life.
Oh no, I knew it was
like
Foster.
Australian for dessert.
Mm.
But for me, it's my favorite. Dude,
I know, man.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite dessert. I've made it for you. I made it a deal closer many times in my life. It was the best bite of the trip.
Yeah, it was good. And then the rest of that meal was $90 you'll never see again. Like a Scotch egg or eggs Benny, or they weren't eggs Benny. There's a story behind everything. Now, I usually just let the waiter cook because it's easier than engaging. Alan will just torture the waiter back and forth.
He started 3 times. He tried to tell us about the champagne.
You wouldn't let him finish it.
There was no chance we were ordering champagne. I was trying to save him breaths.
He doesn't need to. He's just going off rote. Then his buddy came by, who was a big hulk of a man. Big guy. You're right. Teach him some footwork. He won't be working at Brennan's. But he was huge. And he just had to see how it was going. What does he care? We've already paid. We've already committed to the bill. I don't really care how it's going.
Are you talking about the busboy who tried to push a second dessert on us as we said no thank you 7 times?
I don't know. No, the big guy in the suit. No. Like the guy.
It's my new pet peeve because it keeps happening to me. When you're sitting down having a meal.
The captain, yeah.
And somebody comes to your table to ask you how it is, and it clearly doesn't tell me he works there. Like, he said, how is your meal? My response was, great, how is yours? You knew for a fact he worked there.
Yeah.
Why?
The bow tie gave it away.
People wear bow ties in the South.
Bow tie. I don't know, man. When we first went to L&B Spumoni Garden, some fat guy in a white T-shirt and sweatpants sat down at our table and started talking to us. We thought he might be homeless. Turns out he owns the place, and he ordered us like $4,000 worth of food and charged us $20. We ate with him all night. It was a blast. So you never know.
Hey, Zach, feeling quirky? Let's get jerky.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on. Always is.
Oh, I got topics for days, so don't you worry.
No, I got a little stuff. So, a deep sea predator is discovered with a body made for capturing, killing, and feasting, scientists say. Look at this fucking guy. He's a perfect killing machine. That's what they say. It looks like Alien.
I saw something online about a humpback whale. Do you know how much bigger a humpback whale is from a regular tugboat?
11x?
Yeah, maybe more. Like, they showed it underneath the ocean. You don't have a chance if one of those things wants to tip your ship.
Yeah, like Jonah.
Wait.
It's prop comedy. OnlyFans model sex marathon stunt reveals the desperate loneliness of men. I'm Lily Phillips, and today I'm getting ran through by 100 guys.
So it's a documentary. I was going to watch this. Yeah, it's like an hour
Apparently, men are lonely and will do anything. So she says.
Tell me something I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. A thing not to do from Lily Phillips, who breaks down and says, don't sleep with 100 men in one day.
You don't say.
Yeah, so there's that. That's a whole other article saying that, like, hey, don't do it. She must have been fucking wrecked.
All right. You've seen what she looks like.
Yeah.
Her hoo-ha's all over the internet. You okay with that, Nani, in like a year?
Am I back to the front of the line? Or am I number 88 of the day?
Oh, I'm saying that your wife...
It's going to be awful, but like...
Your wife does another ghost tour, doesn't make it, and now...
She'll never make it, man. She's honestly, she almost made it on the ghost tour. Yeah, this is where Jenna died, and now she's part of the tour. You know, it's New Yorker, Jersey princess couldn't handle Bourbon Street.
You know what we got to give an honorable mention to? Us walking down the street and the barkers from outside of stores there, try a free sample. And one guy goes, hey, Jewish? And we're like, yeah.
Oh,
He goes,
God, yeah.
and
Zohan found us with his mezuzah on the door.
the guy touches a mezuzah. That was his way of trying to get us to go in his
He
store and buy
spotted
shit.
us 3. Maybe he was talking to Julia.
Three and a quarter, please.
God.
Sorry, 3.5, please.
Unhinged Russian JFK stowaway Svetlana Dali arrested again, trying to flee to Canada, this time on a bus.
Yes. You don't have to show me the thing.
You 100% would.
All right. At what point does somebody go to her and say, tell me what you're running from? This must be serious. She owes money to the mob.
At what point do they just say, listen, all your problems go away if you just drill 100, if you just bonk 100 guys in a day? Like, come on. Anything goes then.
Could you do that? Not, sorry.
Or
no.
Maybe.
If you're Lily Phillips, no, not if you're Lily Phillips. If you look like Lily Phillips, do you think you could organize that?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But like, or you just stand outside, like, bonk me for free and let me film it and see where the day goes. Michael Vick is named the coach of Norfolk State University. What are his credentials and what? And of course I'm going to watch, but this is just train wreck waiting to happen.
Wait, you said he's named the coach of
Norfolk State. Jackson State said no, it didn't happen. Norfolk was just.
Is it official? Because I heard he was going to Sac State.
No, but there's a great website, sacktown.com or something like that.
They have to have that all over Sacramento.
Oh yeah, Sacktown is just.
So what are his credentials?
Now it's Norfolk.
His credentials are he's a name and he can go there. If anything, you just want to hear the stories he tells. Like, tell me about those time anything but the dogs.
That's all he's got. Grandfather dead after they were on a hunting trip with a bunch of his boys chasing a bear. The bear ran up the tree. They shot the bear, falls down onto the guy, dead.
Well, both of them. Bear took them both out?
I don't know if the bear died, actually. They must have. Yeah, I'm sure the bear died. But yeah, that's the guy. Darwin Award.
I've watched so many cartoons that in my head I'm like, the mouse ran up, the bear fell down, hickory dickory dock.
I'm just picturing the bear from PTI that Warren Sapp loves. They trank it, falls out of a tree onto a trampoline and bounces up. It's just terrific.
Darwin Awards are sneaky good. I can get through those.
They're fantastic. Passenger called out by United pilot on a Newark flight in surprising in-cabin interaction. A true hero. You're welcome, everyone. And I just took a Newark flight it was United. Apparently, there's some organ donor that found their match on the flight, but you're still welcome, everyone.
What? Wait, what happened?
There's some organ donor. They found a match. The pilot called them out and made them happy, and it was a good call out. Not like they called me out.
Oh,
you in the last row who couldn't afford better seats, sit down and shut the fuck up. That was me, pretty much.
Closest I've ever had, I think, was on a flight with some deaf people. So here's ableism. This is an ism. Deaf team went to some championship something.
Team?
There was a deaf team. Somebody gets on the horn and goes, we just want to congratulate the team. And he goes, and the whole plane starts clapping for them. The person goes, remember, they can't hear. This is how we cheer. So we all had to stop. Also, I'm a grump. My hands were firmly on my phone playing Fruit Ninja. Couldn't have cared less.
73-year-old Seattle area grandmother was duped into sending $20,000 in a scam by some scam artist posing as MSNBC anchor Ari Melbourne. Cool. I'm sorry that she was scammed. Why would you give the real Ari Melbourne $20,000? Why would you give the real Ari Melbourne anything?
Why would they need anything?
I don't know, but if he called me and said, hey, can I have $5? No, I know you got your shoes. Give me $5. Like, come on.
Like your shoes, man.
Yeah, know where you got them. Ari Melbourne. Tennessee sex romp cop scandal that included threesome, raunchy on-duty shenanigans ends with chief banned from service.
Tell me they played Rocky Top the whole time.
He is Rocky Top.
Oh my God, Big Africa.
Wow. That might as well be his nickname, Big Rocky Top. Yeah, so you're a police officer 24/7. You're a chief 24/7. One of the commissioners said of the decision, I think your conduct was very unbecoming, but he didn't spell becoming wrong. These guys married. It's a lot going on.
Ageism.
Ageism is right. And thank God this didn't happen to me because I don't know what I would have done. I would have melted down. Passenger blasted for bringing an emotional support Great Dane on an airplane.
Oh my God,
Quote,
so big.
This shit is getting out of hand. Look at him. The whole
huge.
damn plane.
Yeah, I lose my mind. I am the most understanding. I don't say things to people. If somebody had a Great Dane on a flight, it'd be. Now, speaking of Great Danes on the flight, one of the flight attendants on our flight was a very large woman, and she went in the bathroom. Julia was waiting. Julia said she flushed twice, and she was like, maybe I just don't go.
Ay, caramba. On the way there, we had Bo and Yang and the surliest stewardess I've ever spent in my life. They were so mean. The way back was a much better flight. I got to watch the jets. I actually had a TV. The way going down there was Soviet surplus plane. This thing was absolutely terrible. Our only entertainment, no, not even Sky Mall. It was just like the vomit bag you got to read. I feel like David Putty staring. Anyway, that's what I've got. You?
Hey, Zach, what you watching?
So we're caught up on most things, waiting for us to figure out how to get Yellowstone for free. So we're caught up on Shrinking, and we watched season 1 of The Lioness. It moved. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. It was every cliche in the book, but like...
They made a book out of that?
I don't know. The Arab friend was hot with a bad nose. I don't mind the nose.
I haven't seen 5 minutes.
It's good. It moves.
It's too much.
There's nothing wrong with it. What?
It's too much Taylor Sheridan for me. I'm over him.
Who would you rather, Nicolette Sheridan?
Good reference.
I know, right?
I know.
Go on. I mean, who's that?
Well, I like your bar shirt, Colodronos, or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm watching? I am watching you and I go to a bar where we bought $25 t-shirts that came with a tequila shot and a scorpion. And I drank it, and I watched you drink your tequila and then leave the scorpion. But I'm a good friend. I didn't think you were going to get your t-shirt, so I grabbed your scorpion, rolled it up in a napkin to make sure. I really thought the lady was going to come over.
Literally, as I was doing that, I locked eyes with the scorpion. I couldn't do it. I chickened out as it was coming at me. I just couldn't do it. And how'd you feel after the scorpion, by the way?
Not great.
No, man.
Not great. It was magic ink in the bathroom all night.
Oh, God.
It's a Rhode Island novelty reference.
Ew.
So yeah, scorpion shot. I think I have a story, another episode, or
I chickened out,
and I didn't say anything. I could have turned you in. Remind me to tell you this another time about the time that one of my friends didn't turn me in.
Okay, what else shall we be watching?
I watched the Fortune Feimster stand-up that she just released on Netflix. It's okay. It's some storytelling with a couple good punchlines, and then the last joke ties everything together. But like
Richard Lewis style.
She had a couple funny bits. You know who she is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's worth watching. I forget what it's called, but go for it.
All right. What else is going on?
Pishadoo of the week. I have 11 candidates. I think these are going to be better than the stuff that happened. I'm going to come clean. I don't know what happened to me during our live podcast. My Pishadoo candidates were really bad. And after I finished, you were like, that's it? It was a bad week for me.
Slow news week.
It was a slow news week.
You didn't know the rules. I had to ask.
First one. This happened at our football game, and then there was a clip online. Do you know that there's male cheerleaders at football games now?
Like in the old days? Go, go, go. Block that kick.
They're sitting on the side they're dancing with the women. I mean, if they're just thumbing the pooper, all the stuff. And I'm not the only person who wants to see a male cheerleader.
I don't know. We almost went to some club called Big Daddy's, and Jenna was going to go. Like, yeah, it's role reversal.
Who goes to a football game looking for a male cheerleader?
I don't know. You? What team had this?
Well, the Saints had it, and then I saw over the weekend the Buccaneers had it.
So it's a South thing.
It's a Dem thing.
Dem thing, yeah. The Jets used to have cheerleaders, the flight squad. Now they just punted on the whole thing. You want to go to strip club is one a few blocks away in New Brunswick. Just got here. Hey, Ron Katz.
Thanks for the hats. We wore them.
Thanks for the hats. Yeah, should have come to New Orleans. Could have done a ghost tour with Jenna. Hosted by Fat Josh Gad.
Guy hated us. Candidate.
He had no material.
Candidate number dose. I'm watching Price is Right today at a patient's house. Drew Carey, who's gone from big to little to big, he's now rocking a gray soul patch. Maybe I'm just being a dick here, but Billy Bob last week, like, what the hell are these people doing?
It's not good.
Who thinks that looks good?
They probably have a team of people saying it's good. Yes, men. I don't know. They're all in their head. Sycophants.
Speaking of team to happy, when Colin went from ESPN to Fox, when he was doing Fox Game Day or whatever, they made him dye his hair and it came out somewhat orange. He admits, they made me do that. It looked ridiculous. I was fired after. Yeah, he didn't get to do that job very much.
By the way, the ghost tour, we should have gone there at noon, said, give us the pamphlet, let us learn it. We will do one for free. You keep everything, but we get to say whatever we want. You think they would have taken that deal? The lady in the booth?
No chance.
No chance?
The lady in the booth who's on oxygen and then asked for tips? Did you see that?
She could use the money. So what does she care if we go and goon it up? The ghost tour could have been genius. He just needed shtick. He played it too straight. You've got to...
I don't think he played anything straight.
You think he was an ism?
Yeah, he's an ism.
But you have a street full of half or three-quarters, in some cases, drunk people in New Orleans tepidly listening, though I did get yelled at from one guy who was really trying to pay attention. How this guy didn't have jokes at each port of call and do some crowd work? What is going on?
Don't know. It was bad.
It needed it.
But they had 40-some people at this 8 o'clock tour, so they're not.
Right. So if she got to keep all of it while we just cook, and we can do some crowd work, no one will be that offended. It's going to be okay.
All right. You murdered my segue from Colin to... Did you see Doug Gottlieb and Adam Schefter went into a back and forth online? Do you know who either of them are?
I know who both of them are.
Okay. Well, Gottlieb was the guy who was after Colin, then he fills in for him sometime. Still to this day, he has a line that I use all the time. But when people always say, it is what it is, he always would go, it's never what it's not. And I say it all the time because it is what it is. I'm like, it's never what it's not. And nobody gets it, but it's the truth. Well,
whenever someone says it is what it is, I always go, is it?
Schefter posted Sac State $50 million going after your boy Michael Vick out of nowhere because Doug is from that area. Goes, no, they don't have that much money. And Schefter's like, listen, man, they raise money. And then they go back and forth once or twice. And finally, Schefter goes, maybe you should be focusing on your head coaching job right now because Gottlieb is coaching University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, and they're not doing great in basketball. My real question is, if you're the head coach of anything, what should you be doing all day, every day? Are you allowed to have an online presence?
No. Well, it depends what coach you are. Is that your shtick? Are you Dion or are you coach a dickhead you?
Any coach that's not 15-0. Any coach that's sub 500. Sub 500, should you be saying anything about anything online?
If you're Dion, yes. But if no one else. If you're a celebrity coach, fine.
One out of the millions of coaches.
Right. Yeah, if you're that guy. If you're just some dickhead up behind the bench, no.
So you're good with Schefter, shut up and coach.
Yeah. Shut up and coach.
Okay.
Talk to me when you win.
I don't know if you watched the Vikings game last night.
I did. Those uniforms are terrible.
Horrible. This white on white crime is not for me.
Go on. Where'd you get your shoes?
Well, it gets worse. Justin Jefferson scores a touchdown. He gives a whole shout out to Randy Moss. Randy Moss has come out where, he had some eye issue, and I think they're saying it's cancer. I'm not exactly sure.
It's cancer.
But then Randy Moss respond online congrats, Justin. #let's Moss cancer. Now, to Moss somebody was when Randy Moss played football, and you basically just jump over and destroy I'm not okay with him using his name as a verb. Even though it's against cancer.
But you got mossed as a segment.
I'm fine with
what
that.
Replaced jacked up the best. The guy's just laying there, helmet to helmet, the whole thing is a mess. And they're celebrating, you got jacked up, mossed, But it means catch cancer, which he did.
No, him using it, I'm pro-cancer in this situation. I am not okay with Randy Moss saying, let's moss something.
He already mossed it. He caught it. Now he's trying to unmoss it. He caught the thing already.
I get it. Catch cancer.
Right. So, he used it wrong. Let's,
Oh, so that's your problem was the grammar of let's moss cancer?
He already mossed it previously. He caught cancer. So now he's going to unmoss what he's already mossed.
It's not a bad take on it. But for me,
it's a hot take.
That is a very, very hot take. Speaking of which, when it comes to jacked up, you know that whole thing was ripped from Ed Lova when he used the thing calling messed up?
We talked about that. We're already reruns here.
Reruns. Yes. All right. Moving on. This past Saturday, I woke up on Sunday and watched the highlights from UFC Tampa, where there's a guy who's a wrestler. He's turned complete heel. He's pro-America, pro-Trump. Well, for this, he lives down there. He walked out with Hulk Hogan and another very right wing MMA type of guy, the Hulkster with the American flag.
Oh yeah, it's like,
struggling to get down. Well, anyway, Colby, when he's walking down, you can see he has a cut at the top of his shirt, a cut at the bottom. So he gets to the walkout circle, and what does he do for Hulkamaniacs everywhere?
It's pre-ripped.
Pre-ripped, and the internet did not like it.
No, I don't like it at all. I do not like that.
But they say that Hulk Hogan also pre-ripped shirts.
I did see it.
This guy had like a deep V going both ways, and he's a.
How hard is it to rip a shirt?
Rip that shirt right now.
Never. I love this shirt. I don't know what this shirt cost me. They sort of used it to mop up the spill of Jenna's beer, Stoli lime, or whatever she ordered, roofie colada they gave her.
I'm going to break one of my rules and talk about something real serious. I think we might have brought this up. I just cannot get over 20 years later, the Duke lacrosse woman who shouldn't be called the Duke lacrosse anything. What is the punishment for somebody who lies that bad?
Well, considering she's a murderer and probably like going to jail, there is no punishment at this point.
Those poor fucking kids. And it'll always be a punchline forever.
Yeah.
We're calling her the Duke lacrosse woman.
Mm-hmm. Just the Duke porn star.
I don't want this to win. I don't want that to win. I had to bring it up.
I was going to bring it up. We were leaving the room. I said, I have something that I don't know how to make it funny, so I can't discuss it. And you go, I'll make it funny. Yeah, make it funny, Playboy. What do you got? There's nothing that makes it funny. Go on.
You know what's not funny, and I'm getting really annoyed because I woke up one of our mornings down there and just diddled on Twitter forever. The amount of times people post, hey, notice anything weird about this picture? I have to click the picture, I have to zoom in, and like 20 minutes later, I'm going, all right, let me read the comments. The comments explain nothing. Why do people do this?
I'll never click those.
Notice anything? Well, I'm curious.
That's not what gets me.
Okay. That really making me work for the answer. Just tell me the joke.
That's what I wanted to do with the shoes, guys. Just tell me the damn joke already.
You would have owed them money, dude.
If I give you $1, you tell me where the joke comes from.
There's just no negotiated price for that. Like your shoes, man. All right. You and I, this is way after our time, and certainly not for our people because we don't do it. Elf on a Shelf. Yeah. Are you familiar with the pranks and everything that goes along with it?
Isn't it like Jew in a shoe or something? Don't they have like the Jewy one?
There was a whole couple years ago on TikTok. There was one. Somebody sent me that where it was a black guy holding Tigger, and you're supposed to be like, ah. I'm like, I've seen that before.
That's an ism.
It's an ism. It's older. But I saw a mom who did an Elf on the Shelf prank where a little boy woke up with his nails painted black, and the elf had black nail polish. This kid's bawling his eyes out. Can we just take that kid away from the parent? I think that is horrible.
Okay, so there was this obnoxious, like, weird Foco, that crappy brand of, like, off sports stuff. Like, it's not a bobblehead, it's a Foco. It's, like, plastic. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a creepy, like, Mrs. Met one that someone gave us, and it's, like, lives, and I put it, like, on the ottoman in Zoe's room, staring back at her when she woke up, freaked her the fuck out. And, like I said, oh, she went in there in the middle of the night. She didn't find it as funny as I did.
I think it's terrible. Parents playing. Do you have COVID? What is this cough?
No, I'm getting over Hammersley flu. The people gave it doesn't matter. The people that got me sick last week. She was coughing for a month.
You named it that. Okay.
Yeah, that's her last name.
All right. Let's get into the top three. Last one. I have a patient today who tells me he went to Philadelphia over the weekend.
Bench on the bench, not you in the shoe. He got it.
Drew in the shoe. You know what? We should start.
We could start you in the shoe.
My patient this weekend said he went to Philadelphia with his family, and he said, as a joke, let's go to the Philadelphia cream cheese factory and see how it's made. And I am hook, line, and sinker. I go, I've been to Philly a couple of times. I've never been there. He goes, dude, Philly cream cheese, not made in Philly. Now my mind is blown. Do you know where Philadelphia cream cheese is from?
Norfolk, Virginia.
New York.
Ugh.
What in the hell?
Why would they name it that?
Because they were trying to compete with Philadelphia-style Nufachil bullshit.
Fuck them. But I would never want my name on Philadelphia-style anything.
So you've never thought about the fact that it's, like, ever?
No, I was assumed it was made there.
Right, so did I, except how many times I've been to Philly and not once have you heard about it?
I've never once wanted to go to a cheese factory.
I would go to a cheese factory.
I know you would.
Definitely.
Oh, we went to what was that place? Did we go to the Smith's Whips? What drink did we have there? Pickwick Sisters?
The Pickwick triplets, yeah.
Yeah, what was the name of the drink that we had there? Not the old...
What do you... Oh, the Sarzak?
That's the thing, yeah, the Sarzak.
We're the Sarzak, yeah. For people who
We
don't
went
know,
to that.
in New Orleans, they do a drink called the Sarazak.
Sure.
And it's
Sazerac.
Sazerac. It's an
Saz.
old-fashioned with some more bullshit. It wasn't great.
It's just sweeter.
It's a sweeter old-fashioned. It didn't work for me,
It
dog.
was fine.
It was fine. It was free. The price was right.
They gave us a lot of like mini shots that like you sort of forget that you do have alcohol in them. Like those don't count. Those don't count. And then it ends out throughout the course of the day. It's just an aggregate.
I'm glad we didn't do the real tour where it was $30 a person. We would have gotten
You wanted Deb? Like Deb would have gotten you there.
Deb.
Yeah, that was the lady's name. It worked there. You thought you made the suite with her. Then you blew up the bathroom.
All right. Silver medal. All right. I'm going to be sexist right now, and
Ism.
It's an ism, and I'm sorry. But I heard today that there is a class action lawsuit against an Australia mining company, BHP and Rio Tinto, where all these women are coming out saying they were sexually harassed, which I do not support. And they had all these problems at work, which I think is ridiculous and should never happen. Some of the charges include these women were peed on. At what point is it their fault? At what point do you go like, come on? If you're at work and you're being harassed, you know what? Not for me. But like, if somebody takes out their cock and starts pissing on you, at what point do you just fucking quit or leave? I don't get that one, man.
Happened to me on Wednesday.
What? But seriously, I really think at some point,
At that point, you just sue them.
You sue them, right? Like it is. I'm probably not treading as lightly as I'm supposed to right now. It just seems so freaking absurd.
How is that not the ultimate lawsuit? Got peed on at work. Lawyers will be diving for your case. Out the window, jumping for your case.
That's what I'm saying. It's just something where I get peed on by work. Like I'm leaving that minute. There's no like, well, I stuck around a couple weeks because I wanted my Christmas bonus. Like that is absurd.
Absurd.
And my number one, as we're waiting in baggage claim, I decide to go on to TikTok and I'm just flipping through, looking at some different videos. And I see a live shot of a police chase in downtown LA from yesterday. And the chase has ended where there is a car and there are 5 police officers standing around. They have guns out pointed and they are yelling. How long before they light the car up, do you think? Because they didn't, but in my head, they should have.
How long before they pull the gun and then start shooting?
When they go, get out of the car right now. We need you. At what point do you start firing so the car doesn't take off again? A minute? 30 seconds?
No, 45 seconds tops.
45. So it's less than a minute.
Yeah, because you got to go for the tires, or do they go for the gas tank? Was it like a John Woo movie or a Jerry Bruckheimer's blowing the thing up?
Well, the bags came and I had to get the bags. So I didn't really know how the story ended. But it was at least a couple minutes that the cops had all their guns out and they were just yelling at this guy in a car. Then they'd already had a whole chase. Again, light the car up, dude. I don't care.
Take the tires out, something.
Something.
Just blow it up. Go for the gas tank and let them run out of there because then you got the guys.
Molotov cocktail style.
Yeah.
All right.
You have 11 seconds. Now you have 9. You better get out because this is LA. It's going to happen, guys.
Or throw a smoke bomb through the windshield. It's just something.
We'll just say, listen, I will start firing in 7 seconds. Say I won't. Call my bluff.
That police chase sounded very much when you have a little kid. They're like, I'm going to count down. Don't let me get to 4. And then you do, and it just...
1.5.
Right. 1 3/4. Male cheerleaders at football games. Drew Carey has a gray soul patch. Gottlieb versus Schefter. It never what it's not. Let's moss cancer. I guess it should be let's unmoss cancer. Colby's walkout with a pre-cut shirt. We have Duke lacrosse women, which is just ridiculous.
It's awful.
Anybody who posts something, notice anything. Elf on a shelf pranks. We have the Philadelphia cream cheese, not in Philadelphia. The class action lawsuit because people are getting peed on. And police chases lasting anything longer than 45 seconds after the car has stopped and there are no pedestrians around.
It is absolutely absurd that Philadelphia cream cheese isn't made there.
Right.
Why the hell would you name it that?
But you've never thought about it.
Why would you name it that? Name it New York cream cheese. Everything's better. Name one thing that they do better.
Cheesesteaks.
Maybe.
Boozer Daddy Podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, this episode is probably going to come out near Christmas. Is there anything you'd like to say to all of our Jesus-loving fans?
No. Oh. Which ones? Look at the list. Isserman, Katz, Simon Schnitzer, Feliz Navidad. When's the one from last weekend coming out?
Hopefully this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Todd
You know what I
Alder.
want to say to our Christmas loving people? Happy Hanukkah, because it's on the 26th. How you doing?
Exactly. Yeah. We got 8 crazy nights.
We out.